5 kinky curl essentials that you need in order to maintain healthy type 4 kinky curly hair. So I'm not going to waste any time, I'm just going to get right into it. So number 1 is water. Yeah, water, not a product or anything. Literally water. I mean, because think about it. When you have kinky, coarse, frizzy hair, it's very dry. So, moisture comes from water. Water is the source. So all it needs is just water. Now, that's easier said than done, obviously, because, hey, if it was just that easy, then we wouldn't really have a problem caring for our hair. But the reason why it's not so easy for our hair to absorb water is because of the way our hair is structured. Now, if you are familiar with 4C hair, you'll know that it does form tiny little coils. Okay, I'm going to try to show you here. But the coils are about 1 millimeter to 1 to 2 millimeters in diameter. They're very, very tiny curls. So as tiny as these curls are, you can imagine that's how much tinier the hair strands are, and even the hair cuticles. Now, hair cuticles are, you can think of them sort of as the doorway into your hair strand. So, do a little picture. But if this is your hair strand, these are your hair cuticles, and they're on either side of your hair. Now, to illustrate, these cuticles that you see here would be open. And then when your hair cuticles are closed, they lay sort of more flat along your hair strand. Now, this is exactly how type 4C hair is. The hair cuticles are so small and so tightly closed along the hair strand that water does not actually penetrate when you try to get your hair wet. Almost every 4C hair girl knows exactly what I'm talking about. You get in the shower, you're trying to get your hair wet to, do your wash day, and the hair is not having any kind of time with you. So it's like the water just slides off of the hair strand and can't penetrate, and that's the reason why it's not able to receive the amount of moisture that it needs to actually produce healthy curls. So how do you do that? How do you get your hair cuticles to open so that water can absorb? It's actually pretty easy, and that brings us to your number 2 kinky curl hair essential, and that is a hair steamer. Now, heat actually has the effect of opening up your hair cuticles and allowing moisture to penetrate into your hair strands. And as your hair cools, your cuticles actually close again, and that's how you seal in moisture into your hair in order to produce healthy, kinky, curly hair. This hair steamer that I use is not even a hair steamer. It's a clothing steamer. I got it for like $25 off Amazon. And, I bought this probably like, 8 months to like a year ago when I first wanted to, try out this principle on my hair and to see, what the results were. I didn't want to drop $200 or $300 on something that wasn't going to work because, hey, if steam and heat works, it should work in a clothing steamer as much as it is on a $300 hair steamer. So I wasn't too concerned. And of course it did work. It did actually work. So that's what I would tell you guys to definitely invest in, is a good hair steamer so you can actually start to seal in the moisture. What happens a lot of times with products is that they just coat your hair. And so they might give you a particular look, and that looks nice for the night or for the day or whatever, but then you'll find that the very next day your hair is, back to square one, and you need more product in order to produce that result again, and your actual hair strands don't actually get any healthier. This is healthy hair. It actually feels soft. I have stories I could tell. I'm going to probably do some story time at some point in time, but I've had my hair called anything from a Brillo pad to sheep's wool. I'm sure, my natural hair sisters out here can definitely relate. But, that doesn't happen to me anymore. And that's because I've invested the time and the care and the love into my hair, and it's soft. It's actually soft. I don't have a problem with strangers touching my hair. I will literally make strangers touch my hair to show them just how much of a difference, hair health really makes on 4C kinky curly hair. So, I don't want to be too long-winded here, but the third kinky curly essential is actually a blow dryer. And the reason that I name this is just because it's not really like a necessity. It's more of like a convenience because, you know, when you're trying to get your hair wet on a daily basis, which you should if you have 4C hair like mine and it's extremely dry naturally, water is an essential. So every single day you want to at least get a little bit of moisture in your hair. Sometimes you know, over wet your hair. Sometimes it's dripping and things like that. I usually just do it, you know, first thing in the morning when I jump in the shower, I get my hair wet. Sometimes I get it too wet. It happens, you know. So just having a blow dryer is like a little bit of a convenience. Use it on cool, the cool setting to just, you know, get your hair to be a little bit more dry, so it's not like soaking wet when you're leaving the house. What I normally do, you know, I hardly use that. I'm not gonna say I hardly use it, but you know, it's a convenience. But what I mainly do more often is I just let my hair air dry because on my way to work, I'll just have my car windows down, letting that cool breeze get through my curls, and it's great because that's my favorite method. It gets your hair, keeps your hair moist without it being dripping, and then also keeps it from being too dry as well. So it's like a good medium. So air drying is my go-to. The fourth Kinky-Curly essential is a Tangle Teezer, and this one I literally just got from Target for like maybe $5 or $7. It didn't cost much, it's pretty cheap. And I actually only use it when I need to like detangle my hair when I'm clarifying, which is only, you know, once a month for me. You guys, that might be, you know, every 2 weeks or something, every 3 weeks, I'm not sure, depending on your hair type. But you definitely need to be detangling your hair because fairy knots happen, single strand knots happen, and those are the #1 killers for, you know, hair retention, hair length retention rather. I'll probably do another video where I go over how I kind of take care of those when they do happen. But just know that, you know, detangling is not something that you can just skip forever. You need to be combing out your hair at least once a month just so that you get any knots, any tangles, and things like that out of your hair strands to retain as much length as you can. What I use on a daily basis are these little guys right here. I actually finger detangle most of the time. So that's pretty easy with my hair right now because it's detangled from using the hair products. So it doesn't really, it's pretty easy to go through my hair with my fingers. So it's not a big deal for me to just use this. And the reason why I don't like to comb out my hair too much is just because my curls are just so tiny that if I comb them out, they're just pretty much gone. So finger detangling is my go-to. If you're wondering what is actually in my hair right now, I've actually just used Baby Curls, which is a new product I formulated. It's a gentle formula, a more gentle formula conditioner that I actually formulated for children because I got a lot of feedback from parents who wanted to use, you know, my hair products on their, you know, young kids, you know, newborn babies and things like that. And, you know, I was aware that there were some ingredients in Curl Lover that children might be a little more sensitive to. So, you know, keeping that in mind, I just decided to go ahead and formulate like something more gentle that would produce, you know, similar results. The difference between the results from Baby Curls and Curl Lover are that Baby Curls gives you more of like a voluminous sort of curl look, so you don't see as much scalp as you would if you were using Curl Lover. Curl Lover, there's a lot of scalp, you know, it gives you more of a laid curl look. That's my, you know, personal preference, but I don't mind this as well. A lot of people like this look. So, you know, that's just to let you know that it's not just for children. You know, if you prefer this look more than, you know, Curl Lover, then, you know, you're more than welcome to try this out as well. So, last but not least, the fifth Curly Girl essential is shampoo. Of course, the clarifying shampoo. So this one, you know, the brand doesn't really matter, honestly. It's not like I'm particularly sold on this one. I just grabbed this from Marshall's for like $5.99 off of their clearance rack. The reason why I grabbed that particular shampoo is because it contains an ingredient called polyquaternium. And polyquats are super good for kinky curly hair specifically because they're film forming, and they also help your hair to retain more moisture, which helps you to retain your curl definition even after shampooing. So that's the reason why I picked out that shampoo. But you're more than welcome to use, you know, African black soap, peppermint castile soap. Any sort of mild shampoo works well in this situation. So Don't get hung up on brands. Be hung up more on good ingredients, something natural, something that's not going to strip your hair of too much moisture. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, if you guys have any more questions for me as far as like FAQs and things go, you know, be sure to drop them in the comments for me, and I'll do my best to answer them in the next video that I do. But I did have a lot of questions as far as, you know, what I do with my routine and stuff. I like to keep it simple, stupid. Like, I'm a lazy natural. I don't believe that healthy hair, you know, needs to, you know, requires hours and hours of effort and work in order to achieve. And, you know, I don't believe that our hair is a curse. You know, you just have to know how to work it and what it needs and give it to it. You know, you just gotta love it. So, all right, I'm gonna wrap it up. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them for me. Be sure to touch on them in my next video.